Alright, Oz here, Mr.Chain sewer, doing a little video, covered a 5-gallon. Like I said in my other little video a minute ago, today's water change day. I'm going to do 50% on all my tanks, including the 55 downstairs, which I'm going to do a video of it here in just a second. But I just wanted to quickly show the 5-gallon. Again, all this growth has been with no water changes. Only two plants in this tank is the Dwarf Sag down here in the bottom, and as you can see, it's covered by the intake of the filter. Duckweed. It is the herpes of aquatic plants, as everyone says. I can take all of it out except for like 3 petals floating around. 2 weeks later, it's completely full, and as you can see, the intake being full like that. Just to give an idea here. You see it all go up to the surface. And this is just a little Walmart 5-gallon tank. It ain't nothing special. I did, however, on this little Whisper 515 filter, cut the end tube, or the not end tube, intake tube, where the little intake is for the tank. I took the little filter part that goes inside your tank so the fish or whatever don't get sucked in there. I took that off, and I took about 1 inch of it off. It makes it a lot more powerful for a smaller tank, and seems to keep this one pretty clear. No fish in this one. Had some tetras, they all died. I had ammonia spike in here. Had to release a bunch of ammonia in the dirt. However, I am using a different type of dirt in this tank. It's kind of my experimental tank. Maybe fish don't go with this type of dirt. I'm not sure. But anyway, y'all have any questions about Dwarf Sag, let me know. And as you can tell, the way this stuff grows, it grows really spread out. Now, I have not personally moved any of these stems at all. Wherever they pop up is where the plant chooses to pop up. And as you can tell right off the bat, looking back at my 20 long and my pygmy chain sword, you can tell without a doubt this is not a pygmy chain sword. It grows entirely different. This is grown under low light and it's this small. If I tried to grow my pygmy chain sword under low light like this, it'd be about twice the size of this. Pygmy chain sword does not like the low light like Dwarf Sag does. Dwarf Sag will grow in pretty much anything. I can turn the light off and just have my window focused on my tank, and that's all the light it needs. Even stuff over here on this side of the tank where it doesn't get any light will still grow. It's pretty cool little plant. Very hardy. If this will show up, move my damn cell phone out of the way. I don't have a macro on this, sorry. Damn it. The roots right there from the plant, they just go right straight down into the substrate. And you barely see them. Let me see if I can get some more light. Use a light from my cell phone to illuminate it. There you go. You see the roots going down? They're nice, bright white. They're thick roots, and they go everywhere. Well, let's see. We'll get right there. We go. Yeah, you see them roots? Big old badass roots for such a little plant. It's something that got my attention. For such a tiny little plant, it's got an awesome root system. And as you can see the way the substrate is. It's dirt and fluorite with pool filter sand cap. Now that right there is a prime example. Now, I've also looked at the roots on this versus pygmy chain sword. The roots on pygmy chain sword are extremely fragile and will break off in your hand. These roots, however, look like the leaves do. They're it's hard to say. They look like jungle val leaves. There's a single solitary vein runs down the very center of the leaf, and then that you can tell on the bottom of the side of the leaf there's a vein that runs down the center, and then the rest of the leaf is there's like a pattern to it, like snake skin. It has its own little pattern to I guess you could say the veins in the leaf, or the I don't know, I'm not sure how you would classify that. I'm not super big on plant genetics or whatever, biology. I know it's an aquatic plant and it grows in light and dirt. Pygmy chainsword, however, is very different the way it looks, the way it grows. A lot more leaves per plant, and it grows insanely tight together and could technically starve some parts of the soil without oxygen and other things. But anybody that has a planted tank, especially a dirt tank or a planted tank in general, it's always a good idea to take your finger and push down in the substrate like every inch or so and watch little bubbles come up. That's the release of ammonia. Toothpick will just about do it. I use a McDonald's straw. It works pretty well, and dirt and everything falls right back into place. I would say use caution using a straw. You don't want to cut any roots or anything, so you might want to find something like I'm not going to say a pencil, you don't want to put lead in your water, but find you something like a toothpick or something you can stick down in there, or your finger, whichever, doesn't matter. Anyway, I guess it's time to do video to 55. And this is Mr.Chain for YouTube and Aquatic Universe. Hope y'all like it.